24 banks are closing because of Ruto, or let me put it this way, 24 banks are collapsing because Ruto has killed the economy, kufded kabisa. You may have seen one of these headlines last week and got scared, or probably you just went with the flow. And after this news, let me tell you, the next big search on Google became, is it 24 banks ni gani? People wanted to know so that you can run away from them very fast as soon as possible before Kikurambe. So in this video, I want to tell you where and how it all started, why they will close down if that is the case, and what's the updated news as of now. Well, this is where it all started. There is a proposal that was in parliament to increase the core capital of banks from its current 1 billion shillings to 10 billion shillings over the next 3 years. I will tell you what core capital is and what are its benefits so that tusiwache anyone nyuma. And that's in a moment. But in the meantime, the proposal got to the public participation phase. And for the first time, these 24 banks collapsing news started breaking out was when the Kenya Bankers Association came to the public participation table and gave out their views and recommendations like they are required to. So from this point on, Kenyans did their thing. Waka misquote, added Droiko, Chumvi, and using your words against you, master. Yes, what we have become so good at as Kenyans. And the rest is history. But before I go further, what is this core capital and how does it help and how is it about to kill these 24 banks? So the bank core capital is more like a foundation for a strong bank. It's the money that the bank has set aside to protect themselves from financial risks. Think of it as a safety net. You see, a strong bank with enough core capital benefits everyone. It ensures that deposits are safe, allows banks to lend more money to businesses and individuals, and contributes to a stable economy. So this proposal is not new. It has always been pending. It has been pending since Ndungu was at Treasury. So now it was only moved for implementation at this particular point. And in my opinion, the scare to withdraw money en masse is one of the reasons why I think the central bank was moving in to protect or to mitigate in case such thing came up, and to protect the banks particularly. So when the Kenya Bankers Association came to give their views and recommendations to this committee, they mentioned that this move over 3 years timeline was an uphill task to achieve for 24 banks, and only I think 14 or 15 could manage that particular one. So it's not about overborrowing by Ruto or the corrupt leaders that the banks are likely to collapse. It is about the core capital and that it has been set too high, that 3 years are not enough for the banks to reorganize and re-strategize to hit that target. So they needed 8 years instead of the 3 years. So according to them, 8 years would be sufficient enough to give them time to re-strategize and reach towards that goal. So, well, the good news is that the legislators agreed with the Kenya Bankers Association, and they've decided to move the timeline from 3 years to 8 years as the bankers requested. So the question is, will they all still manage to reach that core capital in this given 8 years? Are we going to see like mergers, companies, banks being swallowed by other bigger players? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts about these particular topics. But anyway, whatever the case, at least we are not going to hear the collapse for at least 8 years. And lastly, I guess this is a wake-up call to those who are putting their money in banks, just lying there, stashing it there. It's time you start diversifying your investments. Put your money where it earns you a return. Don't wait to be surprised by events. I hope this helps you to understand what has been happening around these 24 banks shutting down or collapsing story, especially for those who didn't understand exactly what's going on. Nice story making rounds and rounds and rounds. I urge you to be careful whenever you hear any news. Try to understand, because you might be thrown into panic mode or fear. Ikutoe timing size you start making bad decisions. A smart investor ni an investor who moves with the truth. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.